You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Welcome back to Judge Bench, the channel where real courtroom drama meets sharp legal insight. If you're passionate about true legal disputes, raw emotion, and the intense moments when justice hangs in the balance, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a case. Today, we're diving into case number JVB-19, what we're calling the Canada case. This child support dispute unravels hidden truths, emotional tension, and a critical legal question: can support be enforced? Without first proving paternity, the case begins when Miss Canada takes the alleged father of her 3-year-old child to court, demanding child support and 3 years of back pay. Her claim is clear. She says he's the father and believes it's time he starts contributing financially. But the man she's accusing isn't so quick to accept responsibility.
Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
well, those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that. But you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key.
The alleged father addresses the judge calmly, explaining why he hasn't paid any child support. According to him, it all comes down to one crucial issue: uncertainty over paternity. He acknowledges having had a brief fling with Miss Canada, but suggests she may have been involved with other men during that same period. He's not angry. In fact, he's composed, choosing his words carefully. His position is clear. Before taking on financial responsibility, he wants confirmation that he is, in fact, the biological father, and legally, he's within his rights to ask for that. Miss Canada doesn't deny the affair, but she fires back hard. With raw emotion, she reminds the courtroom that the man sitting across from her was married at the time of their involvement. If obligations were really your concern, she says pointedly, maybe you should have honored the one you had to your wife first. With that, the case takes a personal turn, but the judge steps in, steering the focus back to the legal facts at hand. The man confirms he is married and says his wife is aware of the affair, but Miss Canada isn't convinced. She scoffs at the claim, arguing that if the wife really knew, she would have reacted long ago.
That if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Oh, okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you were
wife that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted.
Then Miss Canada drops another bombshell. She works with him. Not only that, she's the receptionist at the very same welding plant where he's employed. In her eyes, that gives her enough insight to confidently claim that his wife has no idea about the affair, despite what he says. But even as the personal drama escalates, the judge remains laser-focused on the law. She asks the critical question: has the alleged father ever taken a DNA test? Miss Canada answers, no, he hasn't. Next question: did he sign any acknowledgement of paternity at the hospital? Again, the answer is no, and that's where the court draws a clear legal boundary. Without a DNA test or a signed acknowledgement, paternity, the court cannot issue a child support order. As much as emotions are flaring, the law is firm. Before financial responsibility can be enforced, paternity must be established. That means one thing: a DNA test is required.
Has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
Despite the emotional tension in the courtroom, the judge remains composed and fair, choosing to move forward only after paternity is legally established. She orders both parties to complete DNA testing through the Attorney General's office, which is conveniently located at the courthouse and provided free of charge, making the process both accessible and official. The alleged father agrees to cooperate, making a notable statement. "If there's an obligation, I'll stand by." His words reveal a level of maturity and clarity. He's not trying to dodge responsibility, only to ensure that any obligation is rightfully his. Miss Canada, on the other hand, stands firm in her belief, confidently asserting that he is the father. The judge, maintaining a firm but fair stance, responds that if the DNA test shows he is not the biological father, Miss Canada is free to bring forward other potential fathers until paternity is confirmed and child support can be properly enforced. But until then, all proceedings are paused, awaiting the truth that only a DNA test can reveal.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but if
definitely
he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring.
This case is a powerful reminder that while emotions and past relationships often take center stage in family court, the law remains grounded in facts. No matter how hurt, angry, or determined a person may be, legal obligations, like child support, require clear evidence. Without proof of paternity, the court cannot and will not enforce support. That's why DNA testing is so crucial. It safeguards a mother's right to receive support, while also protecting a man from being held responsible for a child who may not be his. This has been another intense case from Support Court, and as always, we're here to shed light on the real stories behind family disputes and the legal systems designed to resolve them. If you found this breakdown helpful, eye-opening, or just plain dramatic, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to Judge Bench. We'll be back soon with more real cases, more courtroom drama, and more justice served straight from the bench.